When she's Chaz, her virtue going last. Merchandise is good, she be getting to the cash. Belongs to a piece that ties fire to her ass. Ties fire to her. She opens up her mouth, it's wisdom, no sass. Stretches out her hand, talks good about her man. Faithful to the Lord, her man and her nation. Virtuous in work, with the children she is patient. Related by the blood, reminds me of the ancients. Daughters of Zion, be her foundation. Modest in manners, beauty in apparel. Special to the Lord, over Karens and carols. Complete in all respects, our women so thorough. Black princess, coming straight out the ghetto. I tell you, black woman, there is nothing like your grace. Your face, your walk, I'm in love with your shape. In case you didn't know, with you we feel safe. Created just for us, no you can't be replaced. Laid in your bosom, only woman I'll embrace. Got my hair braided, your cooking tastes great. You were with me in the gates, we struggled in the straits. Survived the projects with a small amount of space. She's loyal and she's Chaz, her virtue going last. Merchandise is good, she be getting to the cash. She belongs to a piece that ties fire to her ass. Ties fire to her. She opens up her mouth.
That's the part.
Talks good about her man.
Yeah, you gotta. Boy, that's some years listening to hip hop. You gotta know what you know what I mean.
Created for your man. I love and I need you to do a lot of good, baby, not a lot of evil. Your faith and your works make me known to the people. Hands to the spindle, I don't see another equal. Food from afar, you're always so peaceful. Call me Adawan, you've never been deceitful. Always on time, you say that I'm the prize. Can't call you stingy, you always pay tithes. Look at those eyes, it's crazy time flies. I've known a few ladies, but this one's wise. This one is mine, every order she complies. Bags in disguise, purple freaks she despise. Looking at their wives like they must be suicidal. I gotta give her praise, she is everything but idle. House of Kwamgawan, she is glad to have the title. Follows all the laws, commands in the Bible. She's loyal and she's Chaz, her virtue going last. Merchandise is good, she be getting to the cash. She belongs to a piece that ties fire to her ass. Ties fire to her. She opens up her mouth, it's wisdom, no sass. Stretches out her hand, talks good about her man. In the UK, in the
just don't like hearing that word.
In the marriage,
that's why you gotta be like,
she be whipping up the meals round men. She don't teach. If her brother crossed the line, she gon' let her hear speak. Never sitting on her hands, she always on her feet. Cause these priests got camp. There's war up in these streets, and after work is done, she know they gotta eat. Yeah, she show up with some strong and provide them with some meat. It's clear she understands. The brothers got plans. She's fine with it too, cause she's busy with her hands. Seeking wool, baby flax, trying to find a good deal. This is real. With her money, she can send it with the field. The hustle in the sister generates well.
It's very few though, I can say that.
She got everything for sale. Fine linen, jewelry, frankincense, do well. Got head pieces too. She can ship them through the mail. She never had a father. It's never been a bother. Cause she found that too in General Yahanna. She's loyal and she's Chaz. Her virtue going last. Merchandise is good. She be getting to the cash. She belongs to a piece that ties fire to her ass. Ties fire to her. She opens up her mouth, it's wisdom, no sass. Stretches out her hand, talks good about her man.
Because you start seeing who they really are.
In a marriage that will last. In a marriage that will last. She's loyal and she's Chaz, her virtue going last. Merchandise is good, she be getting to the cash. She belongs to a piece that ties fire to her ass. Ties fire to her. She opens up her mouth, it's wisdom, no sass. Stretches out her hand, talks good about her man. In the UK, in the marriage that will last.
I have no choice but to do it.
In the marriage that will last. I think we good. All right, so we're going to get it started, brother. All right, Shalom, Israel, Yahweh, Shem, Yahshua, Brakathum. My sister, Yahweh, Shamar, Al-Thun, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Priest and Officer Kwamgawan. This is the Isupk and the Commanding General Yahanna. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Of course, we've been bringing up this truth since 1969. that blacks, Latinos, First Nation man and woman are the chosen of the Most High God. The Israelites that the Bible speaks about, and of course, the oppressor, the devil that the Bible speaks about. Salakia. Today, myself, my brother, Aharon, priest and officer Aharon, you know what I'm saying? We're going to discuss President's Day. We're going to bring up the origins of President's Day. I believe it's this Monday coming up. So we're going to talk about that. We're very familiar with Donald Trump, Barack Obama in the past, Joe Biden, and we're going to bring these things out about that this is an unlawful act. Actually, voting in Israel for a heathen or somebody outside of the nation of Israel it's unlawful. It's a sin. All right. So we're going to read. Can you see that screen pretty good, Aaron? Let me see. All right. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it a little bit closer. Let me see here. So hopefully everything is recording well. What about now? Is it different? All right. Hold on. I mean, I can. It's no big deal. Or you can just pull it up on your phone. Matter of fact, if you could do that for me. So Wikipedia. We're gonna read a little bit about President's Day. As we know, President's Day is coming up this Monday, I believe. All right. And when you pull it up, just you can go ahead and start reading Bubba Kashaw.
President's Day, officially Washington's birthday at the federal government level, is a holiday in the United States celebrated on the third Monday of February.
Right.
It is often celebrated to honor all those who served as presidents of the United States. Mm-hmm. And since 1879 has been the federal holiday honoring founding fathers George Washington.
Honoring who?
Honoring founding father George Washington.
All right.
Who led the Continental Army to victory in the American Revolutionary War.
Okay.
Presided at the Constitutional Convention of 1787 and was the first U.S. president.
All right, Con, just read a little bit more. Read down to the next one.
Con. The day is an official state holiday in most states, with names including Washington's birthday, President's Day, and Washington and Lincoln's birthday.
Okay. So Washington and Lincoln's birthday. Okay, so first, this Monday, which is what's that, the 19th? Is that what it is? Let me see here.
It might be
Let me see.
17th.
Is it the 17th? Okay, yeah, you might be right. Hold on, let me see. Salakia. No, today's the 17th.
The 19th.
Yeah, the 19th. Yeah, so the 19th is President's Day here in Pittsburgh and all in America, right? So what did it say about the origins of this President's Day, where it started? From a heathen, George Washington. Now, I'm pretty sure it's a proven fact that George Washington had slaves. I believe it is. I think they say that all the time. But it started with his birthday. You see that? See, clever. Yeah, what they say is the most cunning hunter in the field. I mean, so it has to do with George Washington's birthday and Abraham Lincoln's birthdays. All right. So they combine the practices and make it this President's Day. So when the slavery, you get paid double time, you know what I mean? I'm not sure, some slaveries might give you off, I don't know. But and this can easily turn into a feast day. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You got the day off, you know what I mean? Even though it's cold, you might fire the grill back on your porch, you know what I'm saying? You don't even know you're doing this for, two Edomites' birthday, you know what I mean? And then, like I said, but they call it President's Day. This is why you gotta be very slick. Just like how when I put the thing up, we're gonna read that in a minute about you caught that when I put that. You'd be like, they're very crafty how they slide these things in there. And what you don't know is that these things are set you at odds, with your God, because you're worshiping things that we're not supposed to be worshiping and celebrating. All right, so all right, here, let me see something here. Let's get into all right, first of all, let's jump into the origins of birthdays. All right. So if most of you don't know, when you talk about Greek and Roman or Edomite culture, most of these things originate with the ancient Egyptians because they were educated and taught by the ancient Egyptians. So the ancient Egyptians, who are also heathens, taught people like Alexander and all those
Greek philosophers and shit went in there and they learned all that African mystery religion stuff, and then they took it over into Europe, which Europe became Western civilization, which we live in today. So we're gonna read this here. All right, I'm gonna read this. I got this here. All right, so this is Google. You can just type it in yourself. Origins of birthdays. All right, it says the first mentions of a birthday came from ancient Egypt, where large celebrations were put on for the pharaoh. These celebrations were coronation dates, symbolic of the pharaoh's birth as a god. The first of these is said to have taken place somewhere around the year 3000 BCE. So this is where it comes from. You got the ancient Egyptians who started the birthdays, and then the Greeks under Alexander, and then it passed down to the Roman culture. And this is where the birthday things started at. So, you know what I mean? These are heathen customs, things that the nation of Israel are not to partake in. All right. So President's Day is rooted in a pagan tradition, pretty much. You understand that? They make it sound, like it's something that's like, not that harmful, because, you got a president, or what we call a king, over an empire, basically. Now, that's another thing we're going to jump into too, because it's unlawful for the nation of Israel to place someone of another nation above you. And that's what you do when you go to the voting polls and vote for Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or Barack Obama, whoever you want to vote for at one time. Now let's do this. Let's get Deuteronomy 17 and start at verse 14. Deuteronomy 17 and verse 14. Give me a second to pull it up here. I know Ron's kind of swift for this scripture grabbing. You know what I mean? I gotta give me some time to get it here. Let me see. All right. Hopefully you brothers and sisters can see this on the screen here. I'm trying to get it up here. All right, go ahead, read that for me, Ron.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 14. When thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me.
All right, before you go into the next one, it says, when thou art coming to the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. This is what people don't understand. Originally, we didn't want a king. You understand? This is something that we saw the heathens doing. You see? So it was never supposed to be like that at first. If you remember, you go back into the scriptures, it talks about, remember, that was what the situation with Samuel and King Saul. The people said, okay, they saw the land of, the Canaanites and stuff doing what they were doing. And they said, well, we want a king over us too. And Samuel told him, like, okay, if this is what you want, you sure this is what you want? Because if we do this, he's going to exact, taxes from you. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. He's going to, you know what I mean? And they said, set a king over us. Because originally it used to be the elders, you know what I mean? The wisest of you, the elders of you, you know what I mean? Did it collectively as a group. You understand that? But no, we want to be, see, this is our problem. We want to be like everybody else instead of doing what we originally did. Okay. Go ahead to the next verse for me, Bubba Shah.
This is verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him over, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shall thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Right. So it says, thou shalt, and this is Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. All right. So let me see something here. Hopefully, we can see this here. Let me share something. So like it 1 minute. I'm gonna go to the Webster's dictionary so we can get this. All right. Hopefully you can see that there, but okay. All right. I'm gonna read this for you. This is the definition of brethren. All right. So we're gonna get something straight here that we're gonna prove that voting for people outside the nation of Israel is a sin. It's unlawful. All right. So remember, it says, set one is from thy brethren. All right. So this is the definition of brethren. It says, used chiefly in formal or solemn address or in referring to the members of a profession, society, or religious denomination. All right, so that society is the nation of Israel because we are our own society, we're our own people, our own group. You understand that? Just like it says, age of society. Remember what's that scripture where it says, right, where it talks about who Christ came for and that the world, right. Excellent. But yeah, so that society or that age is the nation of Israel. It's not, you know what I mean? Just like there's different societies in America. Yeah, there's different, like SeaWorld is its own world. You got the LGBTQ, right? You see what I'm saying? These are all their different worlds. But that society that's talking about, that brother that's talking about, is the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes. That's who it's talking about. All right, let me see something here. It says, one from among thy brothers shalt thou choose king over thee. What is a king? If you want to jump in on that. Right. Somebody who's prominent over the people, who's supposed to actually, rule the people with the laws, statutes, and commands of the Most High God. That's what a king is supposed to do. All right. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Okay. Stranger. All right. Now, let me pull this here. Let me see if I can get that. We might have to go into the Zondervan for that. Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. This is the definition of stranger. And I know a lot of people might know this offhand, but I'm going to read it anyway because we can't assume that everybody knows everything. It says, one who is strange, such as a foreigner, a resident alien, one in the house of another as a guest, visitor, or intruder. All right. A person or thing that is unknown or with whom one is unacquainted. Okay. And we can, just being a black man in America, I'm pretty sure you know who that's talking about. All right. We know who the intruders or the strangers is in our neighborhoods. All you gotta do is go to the Arab store, the chicken spot, the nail salon.
Gas station.
Right. God. That's who it's talking about. Those are the strangers that it's talking about. So when it comes to voting, you know what I mean? Who would that be talking about, Ron?
That would be talking about our oppressor.
Right. So now the most recent president we have is who? Joe Biden, right? Okay. Joe Biden is an oppressor. All right. Joe Biden is an oppressor. The president before him was who? Donald Trump, right? He's an oppressor. All right. And the president before that was Barack Obama. And he's a heathen. You understand that? Do you have that for in the Zondervan? Read that for me. That it should be. Is it stranger or is it heathen over there? It should be. I think it's page 340. It should be something about. I think it's
you talking about here?
Yeah. The Zondervan. It should be. Is it heathen? It's page 340. Look up there for the H. It should be right there. Like it's on page 340.
Here it is.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Read that for me when you get a chance.
Is rendered Gentile. In the Old Testament, Goy is rendered Gentiles, heathen, and nation, but it's usually used for a non-Israelitish people. Right.
That's good there. So the brother Aharon just brought us something heavy. He brought out that heathen is associated with somebody who's not an Israelite. All right. So we know that Donald Trump is a heathen. You understand that? Joe Biden is the heathen. And I know Joe Biden is the most recent president, but I'm bringing up Donald Trump for a reason. All right. Because I'm going to show you how these things, affect us and why we shouldn't, vote for these people or go to the polls and try to get them to set them king over you. All right. So Donald Trump, do you know his father's name?
I heard it.
Fred Trump. All right. So Donald Trump is basically an heir to a fortune. We're going to pull something up here. All right. This is Donald Trump's father, Fred Trump. All right. Okay. I'm going to read a little bit about Fred Trump. All right. All right. So Frederick Christ Trump, he lived like he was, you know what I mean? Like the things he was doing to people, you know what I mean? I mean, as far as like, he was side above people for sure. You know what I mean? Frederick Christ Trump Sr. was an American real estate developer and businessman. He was the father of Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States. Born in the Bronx to German immigrant parents, Trump began working in home construction and sales in the 1920s before hitting the real estate business started by his parents, later known as the Trump Organization. His company rose to success, building and managing single-family houses in Queens, apartments for war workers on the East Coast during World War II, and more than 27,000 apartments in New York City overall. Trump was investigated for profiteering by a U.S. Senate committee in 1954 and again by New York State in 1966. Donald Trump became the president of his father's real estate business in 1971. So he inherited that. Now watch this. These same people that you go, Donald Trump is the son of this guy, Fred Trump, but this is who you went to the polls and voted for, because I know a lot of black people that did this. 2 years later, they were sued by the U.S. Justice Department Civil Rights Division for apparent racial discrimination against black people. This is what you're voting for. You voted for his son, who's about to get back in office. Yeah, I mean, because that's basically what's going to happen in the next election. He's going to get back in office. You know what I mean? And even if he doesn't, millions of black people are going to vote for this trash. You understand that? And this is why the Lord says, do not set, somebody who is a heathen above you, somebody who's not of the nation of Israel. First of all, his whole wealth his inheritance is built on racism. Imagine what he was doing to black people at that time in Queens. Go ahead.
It says more than 27,000 apartments.
That's why he's so rich. Listen.
27,000 apartments.
Look, Ron, man, he be bringing out some heavy points. He goes to that next level with it. That's exactly what you do when you speak. You see what I'm saying? But you're right. 27,000 apartments.
And you just charging $400. I mean, that's crazy amount of money in 1 month.
Could you do that math in your phone? Let's see what that comes out to.
I mean, because back then.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but even back then, but that's the reason why he's a goddamn billionaire.
Let's just say 27,000.
Ron's doing the math right here on his phone.
$400. So in 1 month, 10 million.
That is crazy. That's crazy.
In what year?
This is the 1970s.
Come on, man.
So you know what that makes him now? That's why he's a billionaire.
You're a billionaire in no time. You multiply by 12 times that by 12 in 1 year. You made 129 million. Listen,
what Priest Officer Aharon brought out, I'm gonna give him a hand for that, because he just brought out something heavy. And that, just imagine saying that we at camp in Cleveland or in Pittsburgh. You make them understand. That was excellent what you just brought out. That is a heavy point. So this man basically owned the whole Queens. That's basically he had to. I mean, 27,000. So no, and think about it. That's outside of the Queen, because it says here. What does it say? It says building and managing single-family houses in Queens, apartments for war workers on the East Coast, and more than 27.
That's not even counting.
Yeah, right. Listen, man, and look, and it tells, if you go down and talk about it, it tells you that he inherited that from his parents. So you see what I'm saying? Like it's something that's been in since slavery, since the backs of our ancestors. And look, 1927. Here we go. 1927. Trump was arrested at a Ku Klux Klan parade. There is no conclusive evidence that he supported the organization, but he was there. You understand that? Trump denied his German ancestry and also supported Jewish causes. This is a so-called Jewish immigrant, and he supported a German ancestry, but supported Jewish causes. I mean, come on, man. Remember, a lot of them so-called Germans were Jews. You see what I'm saying? They even said Hitler had Jewish blood. Listen, the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks about. But what Priest Officer R. Rogers brought out was something heavy. You do the math on that. That's 1970s. It's 2023, 24. Imagine what that would be right now. I mean, so imagine the type of wealth, the pile of money Donald Trump is sitting on. He just inherited it. He didn't do anything. He just inherited it. Do you understand that? This is the start. This is the push or the start that the oppressor gets when he's born into the world. He doesn't have to move a finger. He's already born into, middle class or above. You know what I mean? It's just sickening, Ron. What you brought out was something very heavy. That was excellent what you just brought out, man. Very heavy. But yeah, this is what we're talking about. All right, this is what we're talking about. Now I'm gonna bring up the next culprit here. All right. We know we don't have to really do Joe Biden. But we want to, let me see. This is the one, brothers love right here.
Oh man, that's good.
You can't tell nobody about Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Barack Hussein Obama. All right. Now, I'm not going to really get into reading everything about Barack Obama, but I will say this. Barack Obama is a heathen. He was not an Israelite. Now, his rib is an Israelite. Michelle Obama is an Israelite. But this brother, Salakia, this heathen here is of Kenyan descent. All right. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna bring up his father. All right. Look at that guy. If that ain't a Hamite, if I ain't ever seen one. Yeah. I mean, I said brother again, but look at Salaki, I didn't mean to say that. But look at this guy here. You know what I mean? If that is not a Hamite, oh man, who does he look like? He looks like somebody to me.
He looks like brother on I don't want to compare.
Yeah. But that's a Hamite. Let's just say that. All right. Let's just say that. Okay. But this is who you voted for. You thought you were voting. I was one of them people that thought it too. And what was it, 2007, 2008? You know what I'm saying? What was it when he got elected? 2008. Look at these motherfuckers. They really got to be these Edomites, boy. I tell you, they sticking their head in the window and everything. They can't never let nothing going on without them knowing about it. But anyway, 2008. I was one of them brothers who was fooled by this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, change, Obama, the big O with the red, white, and blue. He's going to bring change, the first black president. That's what we thought. I remember exactly what I was doing, everything. Probably smoking and everything.
They were crying. I remember.
Yeah, right. Oh man, it was like, yeah, everybody was. Remember they showed the picture of Jesse Jackson crying about, you know what I'm saying? But everybody believed that he was the first. You know what I mean? They just couldn't believe it, and we was played by that. We see a man with dark skin. You're like, oh, automatically, this is us. You know what I mean?
Subtle beast in the field. He'll put another heathen. He puts a heathen in a position where he knows you don't know who you are.
Right. So destroyed.
He can trick you with anything. And that was like a Copperfield moment.
Oh man.
He had you really thinking that he was for you.
Yeah, listen, and they did the same thing with what's the female's name? With the pearls. Yeah, the pearls girl. What's her name? I forgot her damn name. Harris.
Yeah, Kamala Harris.
Yeah. Same thing. Also. Yeah, black girl magic. She's East. Yeah. East Indian, right? She's like East Indian, I think. Yeah, just like Bob Marley. Bob Marley's father's oppressor. Yeah, of course. I posted that the other day. Brett was like, "This is deep." This is deep because these things fool our people, man. It's sad. These things fool our people, man.
If I may,
go ahead.
The truth is so heavy. It hurts.
Oh yeah,
people.
It's like you stand on and they pull it back from under. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is, man. It's sorry, man. It's sorry, but okay. Let me see. Let me jump into something else here. All right. Okay. So we talked about the origin of birthdays. We talked about the presidents. You know what I mean? How they're heathens, and we brought out Deuteronomy 17. What was it? 17, 14 to 15. That in any wise, you know what I mean? Choose though. A king over thee from your own nation and not a stranger, right? We brought out what a stranger was. We talked about what brethren was. We talked about Fred Trump, Barack Obama. And let me see something. Salakia. We brought out heathens. You did that for me as well. Okay. I want to prove something too. Give me Numbers 1 and 18. Because and the reason why I'm bringing this out is because I want to yeah, right. Khan. I want to show people that you understand. Your father is where they get, you know what I mean? That's where your nationality comes from. So we're going to bring that out. You can go read that whenever you got it, Bubba Kashaw.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregations together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
By the house of their what?
By the house of their fathers.
Right.
According to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls.
Look at that. And I didn't even realize it said polls at the end. And you go to the polls to vote for Joe Biden, Donald Trump, or Barack Obama. But listen here. Okay, so Numbers 1 and 18, Ron just brought this out. And they assembled all the congregations together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. This is why you are what your father is. You understand that? This is in the Bible. This is not Priest Officer Kwamgwan's words. It's not Priest Officer Aharon's words. This is in the Bible. You can look it for yourself. You understand that? So, and you think about the war and the battle that we suffer in our own houses with the, you know, our ribs and, you know, the women and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because, you know, America has taught that, you know, mother's baby, father's maybe. Ain't that what they say, right? You get you know, a lot of brothers get their mother's last name, and, you know, this, even though it's all slave names anyway, but the mother has precedence over the child. If you go into the court system, they treat the mother as if she has all rights, you don't have any. You got to prove that you're, you know, actually the father of this child, even though the child is actually, you know, comes from, you know, your loins. You know, you live in the same house as the child, but you still got to prove it. You know what I mean? It's a sickening thing all around. It's just, you know what I mean? But again, that's why he brought out the thing about Bob Marley. Let's get that up there real quick. Salakia.
And if I may,
Go ahead.
Like, we're so destroyed and we don't know anything about the scriptures that, you know, your mother could, you know, be a heathen and your father could be, you know, a Jade. And we look at you as automatically being
yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I mean,
yeah. You know that thing that they bring out, they say if you got any black in you, you know what I mean? You're just black.
All your father's a heathen, like they automatically make it that you're not a heathen, because you know what I'm saying? It's like,
right.
If your father's a heathen,
right,
then you a heathen. But you got skin complexion, if your skin complexion is dark, they say you want a black.
Right.
We say that.
We're like, here we go. Let's see. All right. So hopefully brothers and sisters can see this. All right. This dude, like, what is it? I think of John Wayne every time I see that picture. Yeah. So, and you ever notice too, like a lot of black people will say, all right, if you, no matter what parents both are, as long as there's some black, you're black. And then they'll say the same thing, like with but if it's reverse, they say it's still black. Like you say, like you know what I'm saying? Like if the father's an oppressor, they say it's still a black child. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. No. I mean, you said it probably better than I did.
But that's true. That's why we do, but we don't know.
Yeah, right. But if you can see this here, this is Bob Marley right here on the left, and this is John Wayne, his father, on the right. You understand that? So when it said in Numbers 1 and 18, by the pedigrees of their father, this is what it's talking about. So guess what? I know he makes some great music and all that, and you will jam out to some Bob Marley, but guess what? He's an oppressor. You understand that? So you're listening to Elvis, basically. That's basically what you're listening to. You know what I'm saying? That's his father, because this man here, he had a relationship with a young black woman. She was young at the time. I think she was real young, like real young. Let me see if I can get a picture of him, and oh man.
So basically, if I may, all his children.
Yeah, all of them. Ziggy, Damon, whatever you want to see. You know what I'm saying?
And their children are.
Right. Yeah. And the only thing they can save them is if they get a black man. That's the only thing they can save you. You better hope somewhere down the line. You know what I'm saying? That's sick, man. Yeah, here we go. Look at this. Yep.
All of them are heathens.
Right. The whole family line is heathens. Now, what they could do, like I said, if one of the women, you know what I mean, and it can the men are done. As you can do. You're oppressors. You're oppressors, right? I'm sorry. So sorry to tell you that. But the women, you get what you know what I mean? But then again, I'm not gonna say that, because that's like saying it's okay for you to be with a heathen. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, you know, but they might actually get with a black man, and you know, unknowingly, their children would be, you know, be Israelites. But we don't push that in here. You know what I mean? You can't. That's unlawful. And imagine how many brothers are being fooled by that. They don't know that they're dealing with somebody they think is a sister and they're not.
That's why you have to invest.
Yeah, you got to know. You better ask them questions from day one. Salaki is sis. What's your father?
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. You be like, oh man, like, you know, what up? What's this? You know what I mean? Is this, you know what I mean? Or, you know, I need to know this. You know what I mean? I need to know this. All right, so let me see here. Let's get pull me Jeremiah 10 and 1 and start there for me. All right, the water. Shah. Jeremiah 10 and 1. Give me 1 second to get there too. I'm a little slow here. once I learn this a little better, I'll be able to get through it a little better. All right, let me see. We're going to pull up, start at Jeremiah. You can go ahead and read it, Ron, if you want.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1.
Right.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Yep. Go to 2.
Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
You can stop right there. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, and verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. He's talking to the Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, First Nation men and women. The way of the heathens, voting is one of the ways of the heathens. You know what I'm saying? Celebrating holidays, eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. These are heathenistic customs. You understand that? So going to the voting polls, first of all, you're doing yourself a disservice because nothing's going to change for you. I mean, we've been here for damn near 500 years now, and we're still asking the same questions. We still want equality. We still want everything that the oppressor has. We want to do everything that he does, and it's not happening. I don't know. I told you the brother at Port Authority, he's when Joe Biden got in there, well, he really, I couldn't believe this brother was saying this to me. He was like, he was serious. Joe Biden's going to change it for us. I said, bro, how old are you? He's like 50 years old. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, you believe that? Yeah, man, he's going to change it for us. What in your life have you experienced that makes you think that you can trust any presidency run? I just even if you don't have knowledge of politics, you got to know that every president that's been in there, it's always been the same for us.
And if I may,
go ahead.
Why would he change? Why would a heathen turn on his own people and make you high as they are? And
see, Ron always takes it to the next step. Excellent, man. The points you make are excellent because exactly, you almost have to, when you come into the truth, you almost have to expect to him to be a heathen. It's like a snake is a snake. You just got to know how to navigate around it. You understand that? But what Aaron brought out is heavy. He's not going to put you above himself or his people. Why would he do that? We're damn sure not going to do it in our right state of mind. So I don't expect anybody else to do it. But the thing is, the Lord chose us to rule this planet, to rule this earth. You understand that? That's what's wrong, because the Lord chose us to be his people, and we're not conducting ourselves as his people, and we're not ruling because of it. You understand that? So yeah, I expect the oppressor to do what he does, but the Lord wants us in charge. You understand that? That's what the Lord wants us to do. Give me Exodus 11:7, Biblical Shah. Okay.
Come on. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against a man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doeth put a difference.
A what?
Put a difference.
A what?
Put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Now, the reason why I brought this out is because we know that the Africans are a Hamitic stock, and they are not of the nation of Israel. And who was the president at one time? Barack Obama. He's a Hamite, so he's of the stock of the Egyptians. Okay, he's a Kenyan, but the Lord is saying he put a difference between us and them. That's letting you know that he is not our people. So going to go vote for Barack Obama was a detriment to black people, and guess what it was? Because what did he do? He shifted everything over into the LGBTQ community. He made laws specifically for them. And we know that according to the scriptures, it's unlawful, you know what I mean, to be LGBTQ. You understand that? So these people, when they get in office, the reason why the Most High is saying in Deuteronomy 17 and 14, do not set these people over thee, because they're not going to serve you any good. First of all, they're not going to serve the Most High God, and it's going to be nothing but detrimental to you. It's going to do nothing but bring sin into the land. You understand that? When Obama got in there, it was all these hopes, dreams, and all that, but black people kept dying. Black people kept going to jail. The LGBTQ community rose up to a height that's still, you know what I mean, probably in the best position they've ever been in, and it's because of Barack Obama. So, but the Lord put a difference between us and them. You understand that? They are not our people. Go ahead.
If I may, from what I was told, like Jakes were like, or black people were like the last group or nation of people that didn't accept the LGBTQ community. So one of his agendas was to get us to accept. We were like the last one. So now that's why you see on our programming, BET and things that we watch all the time. You can't even watch a show without there being an LGBT moment or a main character.
Listen, that's some heavy.
I mean,
that is heavy what you brought out.
On Fox, everybody was watching it with Terrence Howard and all that. They had
Power, Empire, and all that. Yeah, right.
I mean, you can go watch it now. Power with 50 Cent, they gotta have an LGBT. Everything.
Right.
It wasn't like that.
And see, look, and I didn't even not to jump in on you, but what you just said about how black people was at last. When I think about that, you're right, because there was a time when we really looked down on stuff like that. Like I mean, when we was growing up, you could not be. Yeah, I remember in school, you get threw down the steps, beat up, and everything. But you're right, and they just ease that on in there. With the programming and everything, Obama's in there. He did the LGBTQ laws and all these things. And you're right. And now it's very, you know what I mean, in our community, it's there. It's there.
If I may, it's almost like how heroin got us, then crack. It's like different. We're getting attacked by different things every 10 or 15, 20 years. After this, I don't even know what they can be because we're so destroyed.
Right.
We just accept
anything. And what Ron's bringing out is super heavy. And expound on that, they did the same thing with Jay-Z and the NFL. Shaq and Papa John's. You see what I'm saying? They always go get some coon or somebody who comes to save their business or their money. You know what I mean? And Barack Obama saved their agenda. You understand that? That's why he was groomed to be president of the United States. You know what I mean? But excellent what you just brought up, man. It's heavy, man. You're gonna be excellent when you're gonna speak, bro. I'm telling you. I know you are. I know you are, man. All right, I told you that already. Let's get we just post some more scriptures. Let's get 2 Maccabees 7:31. 2 Maccabees 7:31. Can't pull it up here, but you can pull it up.
7:31, sir.
Yep, come.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of God.
And this is talking to, at the time, there was a king around the time, I think it was Antiochus of the Roman Empire. He's an Edomite. But this refers to all Edomites. You have been the author of all mischief against the Israelites. You so-called oppressors. You understand that? And the same thing with your presidency, with your elections. You know what I'm saying? You get in there, you make laws and rules that go against black people. You know what I mean? We end up in prison. We end up dead. You understand that? All these things that happen to us are because of your doing, because your laws. You know what I'm saying? You even when something doesn't like, for example, we black people had things like jitneys and stuff like that. What happened? Now you got Ubers and Lyfts. And they make a monopoly on that. You understand that? Things that you frowned on us for doing for so many years and call it illegal, and then you take over and now it's legal and you make money off it. Just like the marijuana business. Same thing. And you know how many brothers that went to jail over smoking weed and selling weed? Not saying that you should do that because it's unlawful. But now, as long as the oppressor can make money off of it, it's all good. They are the author of all mischief, over the Israelites. You understand that? That's just what that's talking about. So it doesn't matter what time frame it is. They are the reason when you really get down to the very, just like how you said you be talking to those brothers and stuff, and y'all be talking about the issues and stuff like that, and they never see that at the root of all those problems is, you know what I mean? I don't care what it is, it goes back to some damn oppressor. You know what I mean? Like the confusion in our neighborhoods, the murders, everything. There's some oppressor that started that issue. You understand that? Yeah, we might, fall into the, you know what I mean, to the pitfalls or whatever and start doing things to ourselves. But at the origin of it, it's always some oppressor. You understand? I don't know if you want to jump in on that.
That's heavy.
Yeah, I don't know. But again, you know what I'm saying? These voting for Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Donald Trump has done nothing for us. You understand that? So in this next election, be smarter this time. Don't cast your vote to Christ. You understand that? Yahanna, because he's king over Israel. You understand that? Let me see if yeah, definitely get out of hand. Let me see if I can bring that up here. We know that Christ is king over Israel, but let me see. There's been plenty of kings over Israel, but Christ is, the king over Israel, who's never going to lose his crown. Let me see, Salakia. All right, I'm not even going to waste. Christ is king over Israel. We know that, you know what I mean, the truth, and everybody should know that. I mean, this is the same Jesus Christ, as they ignorantly call him, that the world teaches you to love and they say is God. But we know that Christ is, you know, he's a man and he's the son of God and he's king over Israel. You understand that? That's what we know here, you know, in the truth. All right, so let me see here. So we were talking about let me bring this up here. So some of the activities that take place during President's Day. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is some of the things. There's a thing called coin flipping, all right? But it originally goes back to ancient Rome, all right? I'm gonna read this for you. It says, ancient Rome, there is evidence of a game of chance called heads and ships. You know how to say heads and tails? Yeah. A reference to the two-headed god Janus, who frequently appeared on coinage, typically with a ship's prow on the other. In Britain, the game was referred to as cross and pow. But here's this Janus again. It might sound familiar to you because we talked about this during New Year's. January is where Janus is where that comes from. You understand that? January, Janus. You understand that? you worship Janus by having wreaths and stuff on your door. He's the god of passage and new beginnings and stuff like that. But these are really so when you see them during the let me see if I can get a picture of this. Hold on, let me see. You never, you know what I'm saying? This is crazy. This is crazy, man. You know, it's just crazy what we gotta, you know what I mean? Let me see. Let me share this here. Salakia, 1 minute. All right. So you might see that in things like this here. You see, I mean, this is what you. These things originated with heathens. These are all heathen customs. That's the coin toss of a Super Bowl. You see what I'm saying? But it started with ancient Rome in honor of Janus. And you see this even in sports today here in America, like little leagues and pee-wee leagues and stuff like that. This is what you see. It's just amazing how much of a lock the oppressor has on, you know, this world. Everything that you do pretty much goes back to some type of, you know, Edomite custom.
I remember just growing up, if you had to settle something, you know, to flip a coin.
And look, that's heavy what you just said, because that's exactly what it says in the definition. That's exactly what it says. It says that. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see if I can get that here.
I mean, we did that constantly, all the time.
Man, listen. Let me see.
The best out of three.
You're right. Let me see. Activities. Presidents. Okay. I remember I had pulled this up yesterday. Let me see. So it's like if I can. I know there was something about that basically said what you just said, where it said that to settle disputes. Yeah. Let me see. I can even say it. And I couldn't help but to think that it had it probably had something to do with like whether niggas was gonna live or die too back in the day.
Oh,
sure. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Definitely Roman. Like,
yeah, right.
You know,
yeah, right. Just like you said. Yeah, does he live or does he die? Yeah, that's what they did, and we see it in movies and stuff like that. Like, right, but yeah, that's heavy what you brought out, man, because it's the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I know there was something like that in there. You know what I mean? I know there was something like that in there. Let me see, but okay. We did Janus. We did. You also get a 3-day weekend, and I guess in some situations. And we went over the birthday topic or whatever. All right, let me see. I got a couple more we could bring out here, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Let me see. Give me Ecclesiastes 7:1, please. The water. Baba Shah. Ecclesiastes 7:1. Give me 1 second. I'll run to get to that. Back to the. All right, we're gonna bring out Ecclesiastes 7:1. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth.
Hear that? A good name is better than precious ointment. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. And the day of death than the day of one's birth. Why is that saying that? Because we take pride in honoring a birthday. But the Lord is saying here that your day of death is better than the day you're born. That's what it's saying. So why are we celebrating birthdays? It don't say nothing about celebrating no birthday. Go ahead.
Is it because your works, or at the end you can see all your work?
Excellent.
When
Excellent.
You're born,
yeah, you're just
you
got to prove yourself. You got to prove yourself. Because you're being born accustomed to what you lived before. But when you die, now it's like, okay, let's see what this brother or sister did. Come back and get that reward or suffer them consequences. You understand that? That's heavy what you brought out. Very heavy what you brought out. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, watch this. So again, Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. So your birthday is nothing special, black man and black woman. So stop thinking that. You stop pinning money on your shirt and thinking that somebody owes you something on your birthday. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's what did Officer Dar say? You little petty. What did he say? You little petty for life. Yeah, right. Real talk. I mean, go to Jeremiah 20 and 14. Baba Kusha. Jeremiah 20 and 14. Let me see. You can go ahead and read whenever you got it.
Come on. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 20, verse 14. Cursed be the day wherein I was born.
Curse what?
Cursed be the day where I was born.
Cursed be what?
Born. Cursed be the day wherein I was born.
Uh-huh.
Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed.
People don't even know that's in the Bible. Yeah, you see that? So when they come with you with that birthday crap, you see what I'm saying? Jeremiah 20 and 14, listen up, all right? Cursed be the day where I was born, all right? Because you coming into, especially if you lived you know what I mean? If you was in a bad situation, you coming into what? The projects. You coming into Whitaker projects, Harrison Village, you know what I mean? Fern Street projects. You coming into the north of Northview. You understand that? Homewood. You know what I'm saying? These are tough situations, all right? Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed. It's nothing to celebrate. Why are we celebrating birthdays? We can go to Amos, right? Come on, we can go to Amos 5 and 21. I hate and I despise your feast days, your solemn assemblies. You understand that? You know what I mean? Your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. That's what birthdays are. The Lord hates that stuff like that. And again, these things are original. I'm bringing it out because it originated with the ancient Egyptians, all right, the Africans, and it passed down into Roman and Greek culture and to what is the same people over here today in America, the Western civilization, and it's followed on our people. You know, what I mean, let me tell you something. Black people go crazy about that birthday shit, man.
That's the only thing is bigger than, but I think that may be the biggest holiday for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. Besides Christmas. Yeah. That Christmas is a mother. That Christmas got you, man. We're gonna get a couple more and we're done. Let's get Colossians 2 and 8, one of our favorites. Colossians 2 and 8.
Come on. This is the book of Colossians, chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Right.
After the tradition of men.
Right.
After the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
Right. Colossians 2 and 8. Beware lest any man spoil you, mean rob you, through philosophy and vain deceit, meaning the thoughts of his own mind, and vain deceit, mean nothingness, worthless, useless, after the tradition of men, because that's what these things are. It's been passed down from one heathen to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Then it gets to where you're at today, and people just celebrate it as something holy or something sacred. You know what I mean? But it has nothing to do with God. After the rudiments of the world, the practices of the world, and not after Christ. These things are not after what Yahushua would do, which is what he learned from the Most High God. You understand that? So again, these are, vain things, birthdays, celebrating your birthday, any holidays. These are vain, useless things that do nothing but anger the Most High God and put you in a terrible situation with the Most High God. So again, if you're watching this class, you know what I'm saying, we're going to wrap it up there. Of course, the Isupk and the Commanding General Yahanna, 1 West 125th Street since 1969. Get online, support this truth. We have classes Monday through Friday. We have a Sabbath service on Saturday. Here in Pittsburgh, you know what I'm saying? We got the classes running on Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pay your tithes, support this truth. Got the Passover coming up. Excited about that, all right. I can't wait for the Passover. Can't wait, you know what I'm saying? But again, any young man that want to get in this truth here, put on all black. We have classes here at the Beachview Library. Call the number 412-742-8309. Get in contact with the camp leader. Again, you know what I'm saying? Get in this truth. You sisters, you're welcome to this truth as well. Come in, cover your head, keep your mouth shut, you know what I mean? And that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? Ron, you want to add anything?
No, sir.
All right. Yeah, again, when it's time to, go to them polls, you're of the nation of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, First Nation man and woman, forget about it. Don't vote for no heathens. Don't vote for nobody to rule over you or set a king amongst you, like Deuteronomy 17 and 14 said. And with that, Messiah, Shalom, Israel with the water for tuning in.